Namaste. I'm Ashish Sonku Sare, founder and chairperson of AgTech.foundation. Today, I'll share how we're solving three interconnected crises in rural India: farmer poverty, youth unemployment, and climate change. These three problems are deeply connected, yet they're usually addressed in isolation. We're solving them through a single, scalable model that transforms young people into green entrepreneurs. India has over 300 million cattle, yet 70% of dairy farmers are smallholders with just 2 to 5 animals, earning marginal incomes with no access to modern tools. Meanwhile, the livestock sector contributes nearly 15% of India's greenhouse gas emissions. There's no ground level infrastructure to measure or reduce this until now. Millions of rural youth lack meaningful work and migrate to cities. We close this gap by training them as Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs, village level green micro enterprise operators. They are trained through our centers of excellence in dairy advisory, methane measurement, and digital tools, serving up to 1,000 animals each. They earn recurring income from cooperatives and carbon initiatives. This isn't charity, it's a sustainable enterprise model anchored in real economic demand. We are already past proof of concept with 200 youth already earning. Our target: 500 entrepreneurs covering 5 lakh animals, creating livelihoods and reducing methane. Let me be transparent about the challenges we face and how we're addressing each one with structural solutions. Trust is key. We recruit Pashumitras from their own communities, youth who speak the local dialect and understand village dynamics, backed by results in milk yield. As India's carbon framework matures, we've built a dual revenue model. Pashumitras earn immediately from service fees, with carbon revenue serving as additional upside. Managing multi-stakeholder coordination is complex. Each cluster has a dedicated operations manager to handle the bureaucracy so the youth can focus on delivery. To retain talent, we ensure income starts within 30 days. We provide devices at no cost and build peer support networks so our entrepreneurs aren't isolated. We've committed Royaltozai 62 lakhs in founder capital and are building revenue partnerships with major cooperatives like Banas Dairy to ensure long-term sustainability. This work is deeply personal. I grew up seeing the gap firsthand in rural Maharashtra, watching talented young people forced to leave their villages. I saw farming families working from 4 a.m., feeding our nation, yet barely making ends meet. I realized that my years in AI technology had to be brought to the farm gate. The breakthrough was seeing these as a single problem, a failure to connect resources and technology at the village level. Youth, poverty, and climate are solved together. I joined forces with Sumeg, who brings deep cooperative networks, and Shailendra, an expert in adapting enterprise AI for low-resource environments. We are a non-profit because profit can't be the primary motive when working with vulnerable communities. Seeing a 24-year-old running her own enterprise is our true validation. Technology isn't just supporting our model, it is our model. Let's look at the platforms making this scalable. Connected Cow uses muzzle biometrics, like a fingerprint, to identify each animal and track health, breeding, and nutrition via IoT collars. Green Cow calculates enteric methane emissions at the animal level, creating audit-ready reporting for carbon markets. Every intervention becomes monetizable. CowGPT is India's first generative AI for dairy. It answers farmers' questions in their local language, backed by the animal's specific digital health history. We built everything for the smallholder: low bandwidth, local language, and shared devices. Technology triples a Pashumitra's earning potential. AgTech.foundation is uniquely positioned. We combine deep rural connectivity with technical expertise that most organizations take years to build. With active MOUs with India's largest cooperatives and access to US-based philanthropic capital, we maintain deep operational roots and technical excellence. This is more than a model. It's a mission to transform rural India. Join us in building a future that is sustainable, scalable, and personal. Namaste. Let me be transparent about the challenges we face and how we're addressing each one. Smallholder farmers in remote clusters are naturally hesitant to trust technology-enabled advisory from young people over traditional veterinary practitioners they've known for years. Sustained community engagement. We don't parachute in. We recruit Pashu Mitra from the local community. Youth who already have family ties, speak the local dialect, and understand village dynamics. We partner with cooperative dairy networks that farmers already trust. And we demonstrate results, higher milk yields, lower mortality, that speak louder than any pitch. India's domestic carbon credit framework, the Carbon Credit Trading Scheme or CCTS, is still maturing. This creates uncertainty around when and how we can monetize methane measurement and reporting. We're building a dual revenue model. While we prepare for carbon markets, Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs earn immediately from cooperative service fees, CSR funded advisory programs, and government dairy scheme partnerships. Carbon revenue is upside, not dependency. Aligning cooperatives, CSR programs, and government dairy schemes into a single coherent revenue stream is operationally complex. Different timelines, different reporting requirements, different approval processes, dedicated partnership managers, and a cluster-based rollout strategy. Each cluster has a single operations coordinator who manages stakeholder alignment, ensuring that youth entrepreneurs can focus on service delivery, not bureaucracy. Without early visible income, trained youth risk migrating to urban wage employment or before the enterprise model matures. We mitigate this with an accelerated earning timeline. Youth start earning within 30 days of deployment through pre-contracted cooperative partnerships. We provide shared devices and tools at no cost, eliminating capital barriers. And we create peer support networks. Pashu Mitra aren't isolated. They're part of a professional community. Securing patient, early stage capital to cover cluster setup, device infrastructure, and training costs before revenue scales is critical. Diversified funding. We've already committed our 62 lakhs in founder capital. We're in active discussions with CSR partners like ISAP and Livelihoods. We've applied for US-India partnership grants through UNICEF and others. And we're building revenue partnerships with cooperative dairy networks like Banas Dairy and multiple FPOs. Every challenge we face is being addressed with structural solutions, not just optimism. That's how we build resilience into this model. Let me walk you through exactly how we scale and what India looks like when we succeed. Scaling lever number 1, cluster-based rollout. We don't expand randomly. Each cluster consists of 20 to 25 Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs covering approximately 20,000 animals. Each cluster anchors around an existing cooperative dairy network or Pashu Vigyan Kendra. Year 1. Establish 10 clusters across Maharashtra and Gujarat, 200 entrepreneurs. Year 2. Add 15 clusters expanding into Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, 375 total. Year 3. Reach 25 clusters, 500 plus entrepreneurs covering 5 lakh animals. Scaling lever number 2. Multi-payer revenue model. Each Pashu Mitra earns from 4 streams simultaneously. First, cooperative service fees, 20 to 30 rupees per animal per year for advisory services paid by dairy cooperatives. They benefit directly from higher milk quality and yields, making this a win-win for everyone involved. Second, CSR program contracts. Corporate dairy and agri-businesses fund skill development and last-mile service delivery. These are funded as part of their rural development mandates, ensuring long-term sustainability. Third, government dairy schemes. Programs like Rashtriya Gokul Mission need ground-level execution. Pashu Mitra are the critical delivery layer that makes these national programs work on the ground. Fourth, carbon market revenue. As India's carbon framework matures, verified methane reductions generate credits. This revenue is shared back to the implementing entrepreneurs, creating a truly green economy. Scaling lever number 3, technology leverage. Every Pashu Mitra is equipped with connected cow, green cow, and cow GPT. This means as we add entrepreneurs, marginal technology cost is near zero. Cloud infrastructure scales efficiently. AI models improve with more data. Each new entrepreneur makes the whole system smarter for everyone else. Scaling lever number 4, partnership acceleration. We are not building parallel infrastructure, we are integrating. Existing systems give us instant access to farmer bases, policy alignment, and funding pathways. These partnerships de-risk capital requirements, allowing us to focus entirely on impact and execution. Scaling lever number 5, Center of Excellence model. We don't train centrally, we establish regional hubs. Regional centers of excellence can onboard and certify 50 to 100 Pashu Mitra per year each. As we scale, we add centers of excellence, not complexity. This ensures quality stays high as we grow. Now let's look at the next 12 months. This is our operational roadmap to success. Quarter 1. Onboard 100 new entrepreneurs, 40% women, across 4 to 5 new clusters. Quarter 2. Deploy connected cow and green cow to all active Pashu Mitra. Launch Cow GPT pilot in 2 states. Quarter 3. Activate the first 10 dairy-enabled model villages with full village MRV baselines. Quarter 4. All trained entrepreneurs at 8,000 rupees monthly income. First carbon program partnership signed. 5 years from now, 5,000 Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs operating across India's major dairy states, each running a sustainable green micro enterprise earning 15,000 plus per month, serving 50 lakh animals. 250 plus dairy-enabled model villages generating verified methane reductions for the national carbon market. 50% of entrepreneurs are women, not just participating but owning their enterprises, their income, and their futures. But here's what really matters. We've created a replicable, sustainable model that others can adopt. The playbook we're building, technology stack, training curriculum, partnership frameworks, becomes open source infrastructure for India. If we prove this works at 500 entrepreneurs, there's no reason it can't scale to 50,000. The opportunity is unlimited. This is about demonstrating that youth unemployment, farmer poverty, and climate change can be solved together. We're not asking you to bet on a concept. We're asking you to accelerate what's already working. 200 youth are already earning. The Delta Accelerator gives us the resources to go from 200 to 500 entrepreneurs, from proof of concept to proven scalability. Help us build the infrastructure that transforms rural India, one village, one entrepreneur, one animal at a time. Thank you for your time and for joining us in building the infrastructure that transforms rural India, one village, one entrepreneur, and one animal at a time.
Let me show you how technology isn't just supporting our model. It is our model. Connected Cow is our animal identification and health management platform. Using muzzle biometrics, think of it as a fingerprint for cattle, we can uniquely identify each animal and build a complete digital record. Health history, breeding cycles, nutrition intake, milk productivity, all accessible to Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs through a simple mobile interface. We integrate IoT collars that track real-time health metrics, temperature, activity levels, rumination patterns. This means our youth entrepreneurs can detect illness before it becomes serious. This technology prevents animal mortality and economic loss, ensuring a more stable and prosperous future for our farmers. Green Cow is our methane measurement and MRV platform. This is critical for carbon programs. We use sensor data combined with feeding records to calculate enteric methane emissions at the animal level. This creates audit-ready reporting for India's carbon framework and international markets. With Green Cow, every intervention becomes monetizable. Cow GPT is our AI advisory engine, India's first generative AI for dairy farmers. Built on a custom-trained foundation model, it answers specific questions in their local language. A farmer asks via WhatsApp about their animal. Cow GPT analyzes health events, breeding cycles, and nutrition history to provide tailored guidance. Pashu Mitra entrepreneurs facilitate the interaction and implement solutions. Technology amplifies their capability. It doesn't replace them. Behind all this is a data backbone integrated with national systems and cooperative dairy networks. Every data point feeds into program reporting and continuous improvement. Here's what makes this different. We built everything specifically for smallholder households. Low bandwidth, local language, shared devices, no individual asset ownership required. This isn't enterprise software adapted for farmers. This is technology designed from the ground up for 2-animal households in remote villages. Without this stack, a Pashu Mitra can serve maybe 200 to 300 animals. With our technology, they can serve 1,000 effectively, tripling their earning potential. Technology isn't the solution, but it's what makes the solution scalable. Thank you.
Let me tell you why AgTech.foundation is uniquely positioned to execute this vision and why our team is different. We represent a rare combination: deep rural connectivity paired with world-class technology expertise. I bring AI and agricultural technology experience from eVerse.ai, where we built some of the foundational AI models now powering Cow GPT and Connected Cow. Sumek brings years of direct cooperative dairy partnership experience. He personally knows the chairpersons of major dairy cooperatives across Maharashtra and Gujarat. When we enter a cluster, we're not cold calling. We're walking in with trusted relationships established over decades. Shailendra has built enterprise-grade AI and IoT systems for over a decade. But more importantly, he's adapted those systems for low-resource environments. He understands the difference between building software that works in Bangalore versus software that works in a village with 2G connectivity. Our head of women's programs brings gender lens development expertise and SHG network access across rural Maharashtra. She ensures we're not just talking about women's participation, we're structurally designing for it from day one. Our operations team is embedded in target geographies: Vidarbha, Marathwada, Gujarat. They're not managing remotely from a city office. They live in cluster hubs, speak local dialects, and understand village-level politics and social dynamics. We've built partnerships that most organizations take years to establish. Active MOUs with Banas Dairy, one of India's largest cooperatives. Project discussions with Rockwell Foundation and UNICEF. Integration pathways with NDDB and National Dairy Missions. We're not a concept. We have 200 youth already earning. We have model villages already operational. We have data flowing through Connected Cow and Green Cow right now, generating real insights and real impact for dairy farmers. Uniquely, we operate as a cross-border India-USA nonprofit. This gives us access to US-based philanthropic capital and tech partnerships. While we leverage academic collaborations in the US, we maintain deep operational roots in India's rural heartland. Let's look at what makes us fundamentally different from others in this space. Skilling NGOs create certificates, not enterprises. Veterinary networks are understaffed and reactive. Carbon developers have strong MRV but weak field execution. Dairy cooperatives aggregate well but don't deliver tech-enabled advisory. And agri-tech startups build for enterprise buyers, not the 2-animal households that form the backbone of Indian dairy. What we do is fundamentally different. We are the only organization integrating all these critical layers. We are integrating rural livelihoods, women's economic agency, climate resilient village models, and a purpose-built AI plus IoT stack. Everything is built into one village-level delivery system designed for national impact. This team has the technical capability to build world-class technology and the field experience to deploy it in India's most challenging environments. We have the partnership networks to scale rapidly and the mission alignment to stay committed for the long term. We're not learning as we go. We're executing what we've already proven works. Join us in scaling the future of rural India. Thank you. Let me tell you why I started AgTech Foundation and why this work is deeply personal. I grew up seeing the gap firsthand. My family comes from rural Maharashtra. I watched talented young people leave their villages because there was no future there. Not because they wanted to, but because they had to. And I saw dairy farming families working incredibly hard, waking up at 4 a.m., tending to animals, producing the milk that feeds our nation, yet barely making ends meet. Despite doing everything right, they were stuck. I spent years in technology and AI, working on solutions that were supposed to transform industries. And I kept asking myself, why isn't this reaching the people who need it most? Why are we building brilliant tools that never make it to the farm gate? Then came the climate awakening. I realized that India's dairy sector wasn't just an economic challenge, it was a climate imperative. We are one of the world's largest methane emitters from livestock. The breakthrough came when I stopped seeing these as separate problems. Youth unemployment, farmer poverty, climate emissions, they're the same problem. A failure to connect resources, technology, and human potential at the village level. I joined Ashish because I'd spent years working directly with dairy cooperatives. I knew the demand was real. Farmers were begging for reliable advisory. Cooperatives were struggling to find skilled field workers. The infrastructure existed. What was missing was the last mile human layer. That's what we are building together. For me, it was about making technology actually work for smallholders. I'd built enterprise solutions for years, but the real challenge wasn't building sophisticated AI, it was making AI usable by a farmer with a smartphone. Making AI usable in a village with intermittent connectivity. That's what drove me to build Connected Cow, Green Cow, and Cow GPT. This isn't a business opportunity for us, it's a mission. We incorporated as a non-profit specifically because profit can't be the primary motive when you're working with India's most vulnerable communities. When I see a 24-year-old woman from a dairy farming family, someone who would have migrated to work in a city factory, now running her own livestock advisory enterprise, that's why we do this. When we see a smallholder farmer's milk yield increase by 20% because a Pashu Mitra helped optimize their feed ration, that's validation. And when I see verified methane reductions happening at scale, village by village, linked to real household income, that's when I know we're building something that can transform rural India. This is personal, this is urgent, and this is possible. Thank you.